watching News at Prime. Let's get into this discussion now. A new HIV prevention injection, which offers protection for 2 months, is now available to some South Africans as part of a pilot project. A young Cape Townian recently became the first person to receive the shot in the country. This is outside of clinical trials. Let's speak about this now with the Desmond Tutu Health Foundation Implementation Science Researcher, Elzette Rousseau. Ms. Rousseau, thank you very much for your time. Can I begin the conversation with a broader question that seeks to find out what the long-term strategy is here for this injectable?
Yeah, so injectable PrEP, as we call it, the long-term strategy is mainly to give people choice. We have different products. We already have oral PrEP. Now we have injectable PrEP. There are other products that's come into the country. And we know that people are different, and we want HIV prevention to fit into young people's lives. And so you do that by giving them choice, the same as what we've done with contraception. I think so that is the main long-term strategy. Give people choice that fit into their lives so that they are protected throughout. And we really see lower incidence, especially of in young people in HIV.
Well, you actually have mentioned the very question I was going to come to next as to who you are targeting. So it is young people. Why is it that you think that they are going to opt for this injectable? Because as I was reading part of your research, it does come across as though this, in a way, gives the necessary privacy. Or am I too simplistic in my analysis?
No, I think that's definitely one of the main things, definitely, the simplicity and the discreetness that they will get with getting the injectable. Now it's different. Currently, you need to leave the clinic with a bottle of pills. You need to store it somewhere. You need to take that pill every day. So there's that cognitive burden. Every day I need to think about taking an HIV prevention method. Whereas if you just go to the clinic, you get an injection, you live there and you are covered for 2 months. You don't have to explain to anyone. No one's going to find your HIV prevention product. And I think that is especially necessary for young people, where there still might be some stigma. And I think especially also with adolescent and young women, we know that is where HIV is really, problematic. We see young women, because of the relationships that they are in, where they don't have, control or power in those relationships, or also face intimate partner violence. Now they can really take control of HIV prevention, of the health outcomes, and then essentially their future through that.
Let's talk about the response from the very young people we're talking about. What is their response to this? Is it something that they think they can actually do in the long term?
So the response has been great. There's been a lot of excitement, even leading up to having the first injection in the community. We've engaged with a lot of young people about how to present this product, where should it be, how do we administer it. So the excitement is definitely there. They often speak about to remove that burden of thinking about HIV. HIV is not top of mind for young people. They have a lot of things going on in their lives. So if there's one choice that they don't need to make every single day, and they can just make it once every 2 months, then definitely that's what they are looking for. So they're very excited. They've done their own advocacy for years, saying this is the type of product that they want.
Yeah. Let's then talk about why it is that for the moment it's only available to a select few versus it being made widely available, and add to that the side effects.
Okay, so first of all, not being available broadly. So currently you only have one pharmaceutical company that is producing this product called ViiV Healthcare. And that's how it's coming into the country and even to us as a donation from them. So what you really want is you want to get to, when do we get to the generic product where, price is pushed down. And currently that is said to be in about 3 years from now that we will see generic product. But by doing these pilot studies, and as I said, we're engaging with young people, especially those that's starting to take the injectable, and working with them, but how do we push the advocacy towards, VIV as a pharmaceutical to maybe, push down that price, or see, how can we quicker or get more product into the country.
And
And then
the side
the
effects?
side effects.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are minimal side effects. I know every medication that we take, even something you take over the counter for your headache, they will mention there are some potential side effects. Some of the things that has come out of the clinical trials was mainly site reaction, where they've received the injection, it might be painful for a short period of time. But from the clinical trials, the feedback has been, the more frequent you go, you get used to it. The first young person that went through our door said it wasn't that bad, and not much different from how it felt to get the injectable contraception.
Yeah. Is there a way, Elzette, that we are able to determine the wide availability of this injection? Is there a timeline, perhaps, or this is still confined in the clinical trials?
Sorry, I missed the front part of your question. Can you repeat that?
The availability, the wide availability of this product, is there a timeline when it is that it can be widely available?
Yeah, so at the moment it will be, there's about 5 pilot projects in South Africa. So we are the first one that's launched, but there are a few others in South Africa that's launching in this coming month. The timeline, it's connected to various aspects. It's also connected to, when government decide, do we put this on the essential medicine list, so the tenders go out for the product, etc. So at the moment, it is still, when they're reviewing it against the current comparator, which is oral PrEP, which is much cheaper at the moment. But in that weighing, I think for us as researchers, this is what we are trying to encourage, because we know that people struggle to take a pill a day.
Yeah.
So even though the product might be cheaper, if people are not taking it how it needs to be taken, then and you weigh the cost, then actually it's not potentially cheaper. So we are doing some cost effectiveness work connected to this as well, to then provide some guidance to government.
Elzette, Rousseau, thank you very much for your time and insight into this new injectable. It's all got to do with the fight against the prevalence of HIV.